Did you know the popular spice known for its medicinal properties could have a hidden dark side? It's a question that might not have crossed your mind given ginger's widespread reputation as a health-boosting wonder. From ancient Ayurvedic practices to modern-day herbal teas, ginger is celebrated for its digestive benefits, anti-inflammatory properties, and even its potential to ward off colds and flu. But what if this universally loved spice isn't all sunshine and roses? What if, for some individuals, ginger could pose more harm than good? It's a surprising thought, but one that carries weight. While many reap the benefits of ginger, others might experience less than desirable effects. The reality is, like many things in life, ginger isn't a one-size-fits-all remedy. Intrigued? Curious to know more about the potential pitfalls of ginger? Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned as we delve into the potential health problems caused by ginger. Did you know that ginger can act as a natural blood thinner? Yes, you heard it right. This seemingly innocent spice, adored for its zesty flavor and health benefits, can indeed interfere with blood clotting. Here's how it works. Ginger contains salicylates, the chemical compound that's also found in the commonly used blood-thinning drug known as aspirin. Salicylates prevent blood clots by inhibiting the production of an enzyme called thromboxane. This is great news for individuals at risk of blood clots, as it promotes a smoother blood flow and reduces the risk of blockages. However, there's a flip side to this coin. For individuals with bleeding disorders, or those already on blood-thinning medications, this natural blood-thinning property of ginger can pose a serious risk. People with bleeding disorders have a slower blood clotting process, which means they bleed for a longer time after an injury. If such individuals consume ginger, it can further slow down the clotting process, leading to excessive bleeding. Similarly, if you're already on prescribed blood thinners, consuming ginger can enhance the effects of these medications. This could mean your blood becomes too thin, increasing your risk of bleeding. This can be internally, externally, or even within the brain, which could lead to a stroke. Furthermore, consuming ginger before surgery can increase the risk of bleeding during the procedure. Therefore, if you're due for surgery, it's imperative to let your doctor know if you've been consuming ginger. And it's not just fresh ginger you need to be cautious about. Ginger in all forms, powdered, dried, or as a supplement, can have these blood-thinning effects. To sum it up, ginger's blood-thinning properties can be a double-edged sword. While it can be beneficial for some, it can be harmful for others. So if you're on blood thinners or have a bleeding disorder, it's best to consult with your healthcare provider before consuming ginger. Remember, when it comes to health, it's always better to be safe than sorry. Ginger's effect on the gallbladder is another area of concern. Now, ginger is known for its numerous health benefits, but when it comes to gallstones, the story gets a bit more complicated. Let's delve into the science of it. The gallbladder is a small organ located just beneath the liver. Its primary function is to store bile, a substance involved in digestion. Now here's where ginger comes in. Ginger can stimulate the production of bile. Sounds good, right? Well, not if you have gallstones. You see, gallstones are hard particles that develop in the gallbladder. They can range in size from as small as a grain of sand to as large as a golf ball. Imagine, if you will, these hard particles sitting in your gallbladder. Now, when ginger stimulates the production of bile, it can cause the gallbladder to contract. This contraction can force these gallstones into a narrow duct that leads to the small intestine, causing severe pain and potential blockages. But wait, there's more. Increased bile production can also lead to the creation of more gallstones. So while ginger might be fantastic for digestion in general, for individuals with gallstones, it could potentially make things worse. Now, this doesn't mean that if you have gallstones, you need to avoid ginger like the plague, but it does mean that you need to be cautious. Ginger, like any food or herb, isn't universally beneficial or harmful. Its effects depend on individual health profiles and existing conditions. Remember, the information shared here is for general knowledge and is not a substitute for medical advice. If you have gallstones or suspect that you might have them, it's crucial to seek advice from healthcare providers. They can provide a thorough assessment and guide you on the safe use of ginger and other foods in your diet. Before consuming ginger, people with gallstones should seek advice from their healthcare providers. After all, when it comes to health, it's always best to err on the side of caution. Would you believe that ginger, often hailed as a cure-all for a troubled tummy, could actually stoke the fires of heartburn? Seems counterintuitive, right? But let's delve into the why and how of it. Ginger, in all its zestiness, has a knack for relaxing the lower esophageal sphincter, Now that's the muscular valve that separates your stomach from your esophagus. It's this sphincter's job to keep stomach acid where it belongs, in your stomach. But when the sphincter relaxes, it can let some of that acid sneak up into your esophagus. This is what's known as acid reflux, and it's the culprit behind that uncomfortable sensation we call heartburn. Now, don't get me wrong. Not everyone who enjoys a ginger-infused meal or a steaming cup of ginger tea will experience this. But for certain individuals, ginger's relaxing effect on the lower esophageal sphincter might just tip the scales towards heartburn territory. This is especially true for those who are already prone to acid reflux, or who have conditions like hiatal hernia, which can make heartburn more likely. So how do you know if you're one of those individuals for whom ginger might fan the flames of heartburn? Well, the best way to find out is to pay close attention to your body. If you notice that your heartburn symptoms tend to flare up after consuming ginger, it might be a good idea to cut back or eliminate it from your diet. And as always, it's a wise move to consult with your healthcare provider about any persistent or severe heartburn. In the end, it's all about balance. Ginger has a host of health benefits, from easing nausea to reducing inflammation, but like anything else, it's not a one-size-fits-all remedy. What works wonders for one person might be a source of discomfort for another. So if you're a heartburn sufferer who's been sipping on ginger tea in hopes of relief, you might want to think twice. It could be that your go-to stomach soother is actually adding fuel to the fire. And remember, when it comes to your health, it's always best to listen to your body's signals and seek professional advice. If you suffer from heartburn, you might want to think twice before reaching for that ginger tea. Another potential issue with ginger, it can interact with certain medications. As we delve deeper into the realm of ginger's effects on health, it's crucial to address its potential interactions with various medications. While ginger is a powerful natural remedy, it's not always a one-size-fits-all solution. Imagine this scenario. You're a diabetic patient who takes insulin to manage your blood sugar levels. Now, ginger, being the helpful root it is, can naturally lower blood sugar, but if you're already taking insulin, adding ginger to the mix may cause your blood sugar levels to dip too low, leading to hypoglycemia. This is a clear example of how ginger can interact with medications like insulin. Let's move on to beta blockers. These are medications often prescribed for heart conditions and high blood pressure. Ginger has a tendency to lower blood pressure and slow the heart rate, similar to the effects of beta blockers. So, consuming ginger while on this type of medication could potentially intensify these effects, leading to an excessively slow heart rate or reduced blood pressure, which could be dangerous. Lastly, let's talk about anticoagulants, drugs that prevent blood clots. Ginger has natural anticoagulant properties too. It can thin the blood and prevent platelets from clumping together, which is usually a good thing. But when you're already on an anticoagulant medication, ginger could potentially amplify the blood-thinning effect, increasing the risk of bleeding. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you should avoid ginger altogether if you're on these medications, but it's important to understand that even natural remedies like ginger can have significant interactions with medications. The key here is moderation and consultation. So here's the bottom line. If you're on medication, especially if it's for a chronic condition, it's always a good idea to have a chat with your healthcare provider before incorporating ginger into your diet or wellness routine. They can help you navigate possible interactions and ensure that ginger's benefits outweigh any potential risks. Always consult with your healthcare provider before adding ginger to your diet if you're on any medication. So while ginger has many health benefits, it's not for everyone. Let's recap what we've learned today. Ginger, a common kitchen spice, can have unexpected effects on our bodies. Its potential to thin blood might be a concern for those with clotting disorders or on certain medications. Additionally, its ability to stimulate bile production can lead to complications for those with gallstones. Moreover, ginger could be a hidden culprit behind persistent heartburn, especially if consumed in large quantities or on an empty stomach. And lastly, its interactions with certain medications, particularly those for blood pressure and diabetes, can't be ignored. It's important to consider these factors and consult your healthcare provider before incorporating ginger into your diet, especially if you have any existing health conditions. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe and leave a comment below, and hit the bell for more health and wellness inspiration. Until next time, stay healthy and happy.